The cold wind bit through the crowded bus stop that winter evening. People stood in silence, their breaths turning into white clouds in the freezing air. Among them was a young woman, her clothes thin, her hair tangled, her eyes carrying the weight of countless sleepless nights. She clutched a worn-out backpack to her chest as if it held the last pieces of her life. Her name was Sophia. Once full of dreams and plans for the future, Sophia had been on her own since she was 18. Life hadn't been kind. She had been laid off from her job, unable to afford rent, and one misfortune after another had led her to the streets. She had been homeless for 4 months now, surviving on cheap sandwiches, warm shelter lines, and the kindness of strangers. As the bus stop filled with people, Sophia stood slightly apart, avoiding eye contact. She didn't want pity, she had enough of that. She didn't even know anymore. A second chance? A place to belong? But she had stopped believing such things were for her. Then she noticed a little girl standing a few feet away. She was about 6 years old, with curly brown hair peeking out from under a knitted hat. She wore a pink coat and mismatched mittens. The girl's mother was nowhere to be seen, only an older woman who seemed distracted by her phone. The girl was watching Sophia. Not in the way adults sometimes did, with suspicion or pity, but with pure curiosity. Sophia shifted uncomfortably and looked away, but the girl took a few small steps toward her. "Hi," the little voice said. Sophia glanced at her. "Hi." The girl studied her for a moment, then said something that made Sophia's heart skip a beat. "You need a home, and I need a mommy." The words hung in the cold air like fragile snowflakes. Sophia froze, unsure if she'd heard correctly. "What did you say?" The girl repeated it, just as seriously as before. "You need a home, and I need a mommy." Sophia let out a small laugh, though it sounded more like a sigh. "Why do you think I need a home?" "Because you look cold," the girl said simply. "And because people who have a home don't look like they're going to cry." Her innocence hit Sophia like a punch. She didn't know how to answer. Before she could say anything, the older woman, the girl's grandmother, looked up and called, "Lily, come here." The little girl, Lily, turned back to Sophia. "What's your name?" "Sophia." "I'm Lily," the girl smiled. "I'm going to tell Grandma about you." And with that, she skipped away, leaving Sophia standing there, heart strangely warm in the cold night. Sophia thought it was just a child's passing comment, nothing more. But she was wrong. The next day, as she sat on a park bench trying to eat a day-old bread roll, a voice called out. "Sophia?" She turned to see the same little girl running toward her, this time with the grandmother following. The grandmother stopped in front of Sophia, her eyes kind but cautious. "Lily told me about you yesterday. She said you're going through a hard time." Sophia nodded slightly, unsure where this was going. "My son, Lily's father, passed away 2 years ago," the woman explained softly. "Her mother left soon after. I'm all she has. But I'm 70, and I can't keep up with her energy. She needs someone younger in her life. And maybe, you need someone too." Sophia blinked. "I don't understand." "I'm not offering you a job," the grandmother said. "I'm offering you a chance. A place to stay. Help me care for Lily, and you'll have a warm bed, meals, and maybe a way to start over." Sophia felt her throat tighten. It sounded too good to be true. Things like this didn't just happen. "Why me?" she asked quietly. The grandmother smiled faintly. "Because sometimes, children see what adults overlook. And my granddaughter trusts you. That's enough for me." The first few weeks weren't easy. Sophia had to adjust to living inside 4 walls again, to sleeping in a warm bed instead of on cold pavement. She learned how to cook Lily's favorite pancakes, help her with homework, and read bedtime stories until the little girl fell asleep curled up beside her. Lily, in turn, brought light back into Sophia's world. She would draw pictures of our family, herself, Grandma, and Sophia, and stick them to the refrigerator with mismatched magnets. One evening, as Sophia tucked Lily into bed, the little girl whispered, "See? I told you. You needed a home. And I needed a mommy." Sophia's eyes filled with tears. And now we both have what we needed. Months passed, and Sophia began to rebuild her life. She found part-time work at a local library, slowly saving up money. She took evening classes, chasing the dream she once thought was lost, becoming a teacher. Through it all, Lily's trust never wavered. Whenever Sophia felt overwhelmed, the little girl's simple faith in her gave her strength. One spring morning, the three of them, Sophia, Lily, and Grandma, sat at the bus stop where it all began. Lily was eating an ice cream cone, her feet swinging above the pavement. "Do you remember the first time we met?" Lily asked. Sophia smiled. "I'll never forget it." "Me neither," Lily said proudly. "That's the day I decided you were my mommy." Sophia took her hand, holding it gently. "And that's the day I decided to believe in second chances." Moral of the story. Sometimes, life's miracles don't come in grand gestures, they come in the small, unexpected kindness of a child who sees your worth before you see it yourself. Second chances often find us when we've stopped looking for them. And when love comes knocking, whether from a stranger, a friend, or a little girl at a bus stop, it has the power to rebuild everything we thought was lost.